So today we're going to be doing a bit of arms and abs workout. So if you'd like some equipment, it makes it a little bit better. If you can have a chair or the edge of a table or something handy, we're going to be doing some tricep dips. If you do have a chair, make sure it's up against the wall so that it's sturdy. We're doing some tricep dips off of the chair. You can also do it off of a couch, whatever you can find that's kind of at a nice height for you. We're also going to do some raises. So I'll just kind of quickly show you. We're going to do raises kind of out to the side and up front when you're in a bent over position. You can do these without weights, or you can add some weights. I have some cans of soup, something light. You can use those around kind of 2 to 5 pounds, more if you're feeling ambitious, but you also don't need the weights. Just doing it without any weights is good enough. I've got my parents, my dad's got a big jar of olives. We're also going to be doing some Russian twists. So coming back, I'll just quickly show you again. Twist over to the side, back and forth. I do have a jug of water to make it a little bit more challenging, over and back. Again, you don't need anything. You can do it without the equipment, but if you have that available, you can go ahead and get that. So again, that's a table, a chair, a couch, something to do tricep dips off of. Something lightweight, like a couple cans of soup, and something a little bit heavier, like a jug of water or juice or something. Again, all of these are not necessary, but make it a little bit more challenging, able to do a little bit more challenging exercises. So again, arms and abs today. Let's just start with some circles, swinging the arms around. Gonna have them going together in the same direction, or one going one way, one going the other way. Just gonna do that rotation. I'm just gonna switch my screen a little bit here. There we go. So doing those circles. Switch directions if you're doing that. All right. And then let's just do some side to side. Slow movements, opening up the chest, getting some rotation through your back. As with other sessions here, this is not supposed to replace your physio exercises. This is just to help you guys get some ideas of staying active. Again, if you feel lightheaded, dizzy, or anything causes any pain, definitely stop, take a break, sit down, do some marching. This is just meant to keep you active. You're all exercising at your own risk here, but I'll try and give lots of options for ways of starting off an exercise and different ways of making it more challenging. As we go through, you can always just come back to a marching position. Again, as you take breaks, it's a nice way of slowing down the heart rate, but still doing exercise and doing movements. I'll just say one last time before we get going that you don't need any equipment today. A mat is obviously ideal. If you do have available a couple cans of soup or something light, a light dumbbell, like a 2 to 5 pounds, as well as something a little bit heavier, like my jug of milk here. You don't need it, but to make it more challenging, we have those equipments available. All right, so we're gonna start with a little bit of shoulder movement, starting with your arms out to the side, doing small circles. These circles are gonna slowly get a little bit bigger and bigger. Make sure you think about keeping chest up, head up as we're doing these. Starting to feel the burn in the shoulders. Circles are getting a little bit bigger as we go. And then once we kind of get to the biggest, you're gonna go nice and slow. We're gonna go all the way through your available range of motion. If any of this is painful, just avoid those positions or go small circles, whatever you need to do. From here, avoid shrugging the shoulders up. We just want the shoulder joint to be moving. Okay, and then we're gonna go doing the same thing, but opposite direction. So I was going forward, now I'm gonna do backwards. Starting small again. Slowly, slowly getting bigger. And think about kind of squeezing between your shoulder blades, keeping your shoulders up, but not shrugging your shoulders, so your shoulders shouldn't be up by your ears. Slowly getting bigger and bigger. You should be able to move your neck around, not having any tension in the neck. And then the last few here, as big as you can, nice and slow. We want to go through the entire range of motion available. If you can't quite see me reaching all the way up, but trying to go all the way around. Okay, and our last warm-up exercise is going to be a little bit of T-spine rotation. So hands out in front of you, hands together. What you're going to do is just rotate. So one hand stays straight out in front of you, the other one comes back around. You're opening up your chest, squeezing between the shoulder blades as you open up. If you want to make this a little bit more of a cardio focus, you can always do some marching as you go. Marching at any point during this, either during your rest periods or if you need to take a little break, is totally fine. Feel free to make adjustments as you need going through. If anything's too challenging, try doing the modification that I give you. If you can't do that, either find a way for yourself to do it or do something else. You don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing. I'm just giving you suggestions on things to do. So we're going to go through some exercises. I'll show you how to do it first, and then we'll go through it together, aiming for about 30 seconds for each exercise. So to start off today, we're going straight into push-ups. Push-ups have a whole bunch of different variations you can do. I'm going to start with kind of a moderately difficult exercise version here, is where you are on your knees, hands underneath your shoulders. You're coming down, keeping core nice and flat, back flat. Everything's engaged as you come down and up. To make it harder, you go up on your toes. To make it easier, you can either do it against a wall, push-ups there, or something elevated like my table here, push-ups there. All right? So we're going to go for about 30 seconds. Try and do as many as you can in whatever position you need. I try and go nice and slow. That causes more effort to be going through that entire time. All right, so we've got another 15 seconds here. If you need to break, you can go down to your knees. You can take a break, go into a plank position if you need to, but trying to focus on pushing the shoulders, the hands into the ground, keeping back nice and flat. Don't let hips sink down or stick up too high in the air, and break there. All right, good work with those, doing whatever modification you need. Next, we're going to go to a side plank. In this side plank, we're going to be doing a crunch. So with this, I'm going to do it from my knees to start off with. So from here, one hand is reaching above, one leg is straight. From here, I'm doing a crunch in, so my knee is coming to my elbow and straighten back out. We're going for 30 seconds here. If this is too difficult, you can just go straight to a side plank. That's all right. If this is too easy, you go with the leg straight and coming in. Instead of being on your knee, you're on your foot here. All right, so we're going for 30 seconds. It's already been 10 seconds here. Almost there. Again, thinking about squeezing the bottom glute, lifting the hips up in the air, keeping that shoulder pushed into the ground. You have 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Taking a break here. From this, we're going to go into our Russian twist. Oh yeah, the other side. Thanks. My mom's here giving me suggestions. The other side is important. All right, the other side. You have 3 seconds of rest, and we're going into that side plank and crunch. So either from your knee or all the way from your foot, doing that crunch in, keeping that bottom hip engaged. Good work. You have 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, take a little break. The next one is going to be a Russian twist. So with this one, I have my jug of water. You don't need equipment. If you have it available and want to try it, go for it. You can try it without, and then if that felt too easy, you can always add it in. But what you're going to be doing is, I'm going to hold my jug of water here, and it's a Russian twist where we're going side to side, but I don't want you going all the way down to the ground necessarily, if that feels like it's straining your back. The biggest focus is just small movement side to side, right there, holding that V, keeping abs engaged, all right? So we have 30 seconds going here. When you're ready. Again, with some sort of weight or without, that's fine. You can have your feet crossed if you'd like, or together. whichever is most comfortable for you. Slow movements, we're just over halfway, almost there. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, taking a little break there. Our next exercise, again, if you need to take more breaks, longer breaks, have some water, whatever you need to, you can always go back to that marching in between. Our next exercise is similar movement to the push-ups, but now we're going to do our tricep dips. So with this one, if you do have a chair, push it all the way up against the wall, so the back is against the wall, and your hands are on the edge. I have a table here. You can also use the edge of a couch, whatever you have available. Option 1 is with your feet flat on the ground. What you want to do is keep your chest up, shoulders, blades squeezed together, coming up and down. Don't go too far where you feel like your shoulders are popping forward. We just want a small movement there using the triceps. So I'm going to start my timer here in 3 seconds. To make it harder, feet are flat, going up and down. Sorry, heels are on the ground, going up and down. Again, if that's too easy, you can have your feet elevated on something or 1 foot elevated in the air. I'm going to stick with both heels on the ground. We've got our 30 seconds going. We still have 20 seconds left. Again, really being mindful of your shoulders. Don't let them start popping forward. Small movements are okay. Even if you just bend the elbow a little bit and straighten, that's still getting the workout there. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, again, taking a rest here. Our next exercise is going to be our bent over exercise. So here, I'm going to use my cans of soup, but you don't need anything. If you have something available, great. You want to try the first round without any equipment and then add in equipment later, that's great too. So I'm going to show you here what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do a little bit of a hip hinge. So with the hip hinge, you really want to keep core engaged, glutes engaged, and think about tilting from the hip. I'm not arching my back. Everything's staying straight as I'm over. From here, what I'm going to do is reach up into a Y position, come back down, and then I'm reaching up into a T position. The entire time, I want my thumbs up in the air. So thumbs are facing towards the ceiling, both directions. Slow movement is key, especially if you're not having any weight in your hands. You will feel the shoulders burning. Again, you can hold the weight, my cans of soup. We have 10 more seconds here. Really focus on keeping the core engaged so back stays flat during all this, not arching. 3, 2, and 1. Finish the last one if you need to, and rest. All right, so that's working a little bit the back and the shoulders together. All right, almost all the way through there. Our last one is a plank. So with this plank, ideally we're doing a plank shoulder tap. If you want to just do a straight plank, you can do that. That's option 1, is either a plank from your knees or from your toes, all right? To make this more challenging, you tap your shoulders. So from here, I'm just gonna face you here, high plank. I'm reaching up, tapping one shoulder and the other shoulder. Biggest thing is not letting the hips totally flip over and rotate. We wanna keep everything nice and flat. You still have 3 more seconds of rest here, so take that. And then we're gonna go into this exercise. Again, whichever position, you can go from your knees and tapping, starting now. So again, you can go from your knees, tapping your shoulders, or from your feet, tapping shoulders, back and forth. And I'll turn so you can see me this way. Keeping core engaged, hips nice and level, not sticking up in the air, not sinking down, and not twisting over as you're reaching. That's the hardest part. Again, if you need to go from your knees, that is totally fine. If that's too much, you can just go into a plank position and hold that. You have 2 more seconds and rest. Good. All right. That is going through all the exercises once. We're going to take a 1-minute break here. Grab some water, march it out, do whatever you need to, stretch anything out. We'll go through all of those exercises twice more. Again, with any of these exercises, if you have pain with anything, modify them as you're able to, or omit them, do something else. This isn't meant to replace your physio, just kind of giving you some options of doing stuff at home. Hope everyone had a really good weekend and were able to take advantage of the sun while it was out. And going with our exercises today, having a nice break in the middle of the day, whether you're working or not. Great that everyone's out here doing some exercise, staying motivated. All right, got 30 seconds left, and then we're going into our first exercise, which was our push-ups. Again, push-ups can be elevated on the wall, elevated on a table or other surface. They can be from your knees or from your hands. It's 10 seconds here. 5 seconds to go. Try and do as many as you can in that 30 seconds, but again, not worrying about speed. It's more the control. Hips stay level. And bending my elbows. Ideally not bending them straight out to the side, trying to keep them close to your body. Whatever feels comfortable for you there. Make sure your chin is not poking down towards the ground. Head is nice and flush with your spine, looking down between your hands. Yep, 1 second left and finish that one. And we're taking a break. All right, now we're coming to our side planks. So again, with the side plank, we're doing a little bit of a crunch into it. If that's too difficult for you, just do a side plank. That's all right. 30 seconds on each side. So take breaks as you need to. Go from either your knees or your feet. We're starting in 7 seconds here. Biggest thing here is keeping that bottom hip engaged. 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, into that position, hands above head, coming into a crunch, elbow to knee, in there. Good. Again, if you need to just be doing a side plank, that's all right too. It's difficult enough. You have 5 seconds left. But trying to do that crunch in, keeping everything level as you go. And break. Good. All right, take a little rest, have some water if you need to. Next, we're moving on to our Russian twist. Oh, other side, just kidding. Apparently I want to avoid my right side. All right, you still have 15 seconds. All right, try and do as much as you can during these sessions, pushing yourself as much as you feel you're able to. We're going in 3, 2, 1. We do still have one other round of all of these exercises coming up. So being mindful of that, listening to your body, doing whatever you need to for modifications. If you are going from your knees, make sure that knee is fully bent to 90 degrees, just giving you that extra stability, squeezing that bottom glute down and up. Body stays in a nice flush straight line the entire time. We have 3, 2, and 1. Taking a break. All right. At this point now we go into our Russian twists. Again, having a weight if you need it. Don't need one. It's more if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge. Having a jug of water, jug of juice, weights if you have them, anything you have available, a sack of flour. And then from here, we're going into our Russian twist in 5 seconds here. Again, holding that V position. We'll come to the side, holding that V position. Slow movements side to side, starting now. Again, you don't need to bring it all the way down to the ground. That'll probably cause a little bit of strain through your back, depending on your flexibility. So just that controlled side to side motion. You still have 10 seconds. Keep going. If you need to put your feet down to be doing this, that's all right too. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Taking a little break here. We're going to go into our bent over T's and Y's. So again, I'm going to be using my Kansas soup. You don't need equipment. Just focusing on the movements is enough. Again, We're coming into a hip hinge. We have 5 seconds here, so just coming into that hip hinge. Core is engaged, back is engaged, glutes engaged. Bent over from here. We're coming up now, starting now, into a Y position overhead, T position out to the side. Again, keeping core engaged the entire time. Slow movements. Focusing on keeping the shoulder blades squeezed together as you move, feeling that motion more so in your back, your upper back and your shoulders. You have 3 seconds, 2 and 1. Finish your last set if you need to, then break. All right, good work everyone. One last exercise and then we have our break. And last one is our, oh sorry, we have 2 more. Our tricep dips and then our plank shoulder taps. So coming into our tricep dips, we still have 10 seconds here. Again, with the tricep dips, feet can be flat on the ground, heels can be on the ground. If you don't actually have something, you can even go straight from the ground, feet are out in front and doing that dip. We're gonna start exercises now. I'm going from here. The further your feet are away from you, the more difficult it is. Again, being mindful of shoulders aren't rounding all the way in, just small movements. 7 seconds here. Almost through here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Taking our rest. And then we'll go to our last exercise of this set, which is our plank shoulder taps. Still have 20 seconds. Shake the shoulders out in between if you need to. March it out, whatever you need. Again, with the shoulder taps, going from either your knees or your feet, you're reaching up and touching your shoulders. We're starting in 5 seconds, trying to keep hips level the entire time. And going now, 30 seconds on. Again, trying to keep hips level, not twisting as you switch from hand to hand. If this is too much for you, you can always just go into a plank, either high plank or low plank. If this is uncomfortable on your wrist, you can go on your fist, like so. It is a little bit uncomfortable on your knuckles, but if you need to do that, that's okay. You can also go up onto your fingertips. 3, 2, 1. All right. Now we have our minute break. Walk it out, shake it out, have some water. We are 2/3 of the way done our exercises for today. Great job, everyone. So we have our last round through everything. We're gonna go a little bit shorter on the time for a couple of them. But again, feel free to go through and go quickly through everything instead of taking that 30-second rest period in between. You can always be doing the exercises longer, whatever feels comfortable for you to be doing. We still have another 20 seconds here. I'm gonna have some water, taking breaks as you need. I'm just gonna lift this up a little bit so you can see better. All right. All right, so first one, we're going into our push-ups in 5 seconds here. Palming down to the ground, whatever position you need for the push-ups, going for 30 seconds. So again, you can be doing from the ground, on your toes, on your knees. You can have your hands elevated on the surface like the table or chair, whatever you had for your tricep dips. If this is too easy, you can also have your feet up, elevated on that surface as well. That makes it quite a bit more difficult. We have 10 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, taking that break. All right, again, from here, we're going into our side planks. I will make sure to do both sides this time. All right, so again, we still have 15 seconds. Coming into our side plank crunch. As before, you can go from your feet, you can go from your knees, or just do a plank position, side plank position for that 30 seconds. All right, we have 5 seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Again, reaching up above and coming into that crunch. Nice and slow. If you need to take a break, you can just hang in that plank position. You can come back into an easier position with your knees on the ground, whatever you need. You have 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Good. To the other side. Take a little break in between. Okay. Coming to that other side. We're going to go in 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Keeping that bottom glute engaged. So your bum, the lower side engaged to keep your hips up in the air. You have 10 seconds left. Almost there. Again, go into a plank position, just holding that if you need to. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, take our little 30-second break here. After that, we're going into our Russian twist. So as I was mentioning before, if you need to make this exercise a little bit easier, you can have your heels on the ground and rotating in the air. Makes it a little bit harder. We have 5 seconds here. Again, I'm holding my jug of water. You don't need to. Just holding that position and going side to side is enough. Really focusing, keeping core engaged, back stays nice and flat. Make sure you're breathing through this exercise, not holding your breath. 5 seconds here. 2, and 1. Good. All right. Taking a little break in between as you need to. We're coming into our tricep dips next. Give your arms a little bit of a shake as you need in between. 20 seconds until we come into our exercise. We're almost done. Just last 3 exercises for today. 10 seconds. I'm going with my feet on the ground. Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades together so that you're not rounding your shoulders forward. Going to a depth that feels comfortable for you. Again, to make these more difficult, you can have legs straight, one leg in the air. You can alternate. We have 5 seconds here. And rest. Good. All right. Now we're going to come into our bent over Y's and T's. So these ones, I'm using my can of soup here. Again, you don't need exercise equipment. You can use whatever you have in your house, or just doing it with your own body weight, the weight of your arms is enough. All right, so we have 5 seconds here. We're going to face this side again, coming into our hip hinge position, back, core engaged, lifting arms into a Y position and T position. Squeezing the shoulder blades as you lift. Try to avoid lifting your shoulders up and then pulling your arms up. You have 10 seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we're on to our last exercise of the day, and it is our plank shoulder taps. I know we're going a little bit over time. If you need to leave, that's okay. Or we started a little bit later, but it's 1 o'clock. Coming into our plank here, we still have 10-second rest. Again, high plank, firm and kneeling plank, or just doing a plank position if that's easier or better for you. We're coming up in 3, 2, 1. Coming up into tapping shoulders, side to side. Try to avoid twisting at the hips, keeping everything level. Ten more seconds here. Again, if you need to go from your knees or just be doing a plank, that's all right too. 3 seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Rest. All right. So that was everything for today. We're going to finish off with just a little bit of stretching. Again, stretching the arms out, moving them around as you need to. That was quite a bit of work for the arms and the core. Good job today. Hopefully you kind of felt a good amount of challenge with those, or you're able to adjust as needed. So let's just do reaching across your chest, holding one arm there. Just feeling that stretch across the shoulder, across the deltoid there. As always, any comments, feedback is always welcome. We have our sessions going again every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Hopefully trying to get another session in with another therapist starting up this week. We'll let Gabe update us if we have anything going, but trying to do that. Reaching overhead, so you're reaching one hand down behind your back here, holding that elbow, just doing that stretch in the tricep. You can probably see my sweaty armpits. Worked up a good sweat here. And switching sides. And then from here, we're going to do one last stretch down on the mat. We're going to just do what's called threading the needle. So from here, you're reaching one hand. I'm going to face this way. Reaching one hand is coming underneath your arm. You're reaching out to the side, keeping that arm straight. And then you're also twisting, opening up your chest there. So let's just do 5 on each side. Feeling your back rotating here and up. Once you've done 5, you can switch and do a great rest of the day, whatever your day brings you. The sun's trying to come out, it seems, but not quite as much as the weekend. But hopefully people are able to get out for a little bit of a walk or run or whatever you're able to do. Just keeping as active as you're able to in these times. These exercise sessions are great if you keep coming in, joining us for an exercise session, gets us motivated to do these exercises with you and keep active and try and stay healthy and positive in these times. Hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy and staying home. All right.